Hey guys, welcome to Sun Vibes, where you get to discover your true authentic self. I'm your host, Ayasha, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the language of feelings. As a certified spiritual life coach, I've been working with individuals for the past 3 years when it comes to really understanding their feelings, understanding who they are as people, and why having feelings is so important and why it's so important to release these feelings. Our feelings that we have are normal, natural, and necessary for us to have these feelings. And it's necessary for us to release those feelings when we're starting to feel this way. So, when I'm working with clients as a spiritual life coach, I talk about the language of feelings. And there's 12 of these language of feelings that I will talk to you about today during this episode and help you to find the time to release your feelings and get to a place of your healing to release them. It's not about how you look in front of people, it's not about looking weak or looking vulnerable. It's about having a healthy love relationship with yourself and with others as well. So, first, when we talk about healing feelings, we have 12 healing feelings. And as a spiritual life coach, we learned about the feel to release chart. So, this feel release chart for all intents purposes is for us to emotionally distinguish our feelings. So we have healing feelings, which is one chart. We have the holistic benefits of the healing feelings. And then when we don't do the things to release it, like the holistic benefits, then they become just general feelings and emotional blocks, which aren't feelings. We're emotionally blocking ourselves from feeling our feelings. So that's the reason why so many people deal with depression and anxiety and feeling judged and confused and guilt and self-pity and resentment and jealousy and so many other things. So to help you to not continue to feel that way or to prevent you from feeling this way, it is so important to acknowledge when you have feelings like validation, validate your feelings, acknowledge what you feel, and release them. That is sounds simple, right? Much more easier said than done. So when it talks about the healing feelings, there are 12 of them. So we have anger, sadness, fear, sorrow, frustration, disappointment, worry, embarrassment, envy, hurt, scared, and shame. Now, I like to say envy. I don't really like the word envy. I used to put the word admire instead of envy because envy to me feels like jealousy. So these are all normal and necessary feelings for us to feel when we feel these ways in situations and circumstances of interaction with other people as well. But a lot of times we don't feel our emotions, so they become emotional blocks. And I'll read you off some of the emotional blocks. So when you're anger and you don't release your anger becomes to blame. So we could play the blame, shame, victim game because we're blaming everyone else for the reason why we feeling anger instead of us accepting the fact that we feel anger at this moment to release it so we can have a holistic benefit of boundary defense mechanisms, which is good. We all need healthy boundaries, right? Sadness. Sadness is healthy. It's healthy for you to feel sad. People don't like to feel sad. I don't think that's realistic because we're human beings. We're supposed to feel sad. We're supposed to have those days of sadness in our life. It's just part of being a human being. But for some reason, people don't like to feel sad. So they end up becoming depressed because they block themselves from feeling sad. Well, I always tell my clients with sadness, when you release it, it is endings, and endings become new beginnings. So that's the positive way of looking at sadness versus looking at it just hanging on to this emotion of sadness, which becomes a depressive state of mind, and you're unable to get yourself out of these depressive news episodes. And now you're to the point where you really can't function. I don't want you to be that way. I want you to be able to function highly functional and be emotionally balanced. The next one is fear. Fear is something that we should have. It's like fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight. We should have that in that moment. However, most of us don't release the fear, and we have this constant anxiety. You walk around on 100 all day, every day. I can't do it. Like the anxiety is off the chain. When I see a client that is overwhelmed with anxiety, I can feel that energy sometimes before they even come into the room. And when they come into the room, it's like it's just so much anxiety and stress and overwhelm. Why not release that energy? Because it makes you so tired, you know? Because when you're always anxious, it has an effect on your body. Your body is constantly tired. You can't sleep. You're not eating really well. You're probably losing weight as well. And your body is going through this whole shock system day in and day out. Why do that to yourself? So the holistic benefit of fear is actually releasing it is warning. So anytime we get into a flight or fight situation, either fight or we fight, fight or fight, flight or fight. Most people are going to run. Not too many people are going to fight. However, when we don't release the emotion, like I said before, it becomes anxiety and we are not able to really function and live a healthy life. We live with this feeling, the general feeling that we start to feel is uncertainty. The next one is sorrow. So sorrow is something that we should all experience in our life. Again, sorrow is a natural feeling, just like sadness is. Sorrow is to really help us with grief and loss. A lot of people, when someone personal, someone that's a loved one, someone that you had a connection with, a friendship with, someone that you may consider a mother or brother passes away, you should grieve their loss. That's pretty natural to grieve. Grieve is a healthy thing. Most people don't want to grieve, so they want to feel indifferent all day, every day about feeling powerless in those moments. And we all have expiration date. You know, we all have a birthday, we all have an expiration date. It's just some people leave this earth sooner than others. However, I always tell my clients that just look at their passing on to a new level. They're passing on in spirit and they have a different journey now, being in spirit form versus being in human form. I know most people are like, well, I don't really believe in that. Well, that's fine. You choose to believe in what you believe in. However, I want you to have peace with understanding that that person's time in this life has ended, but your existence in this life has continued to move forward. And I know that your loved one would want to see you move forward in a healthy, happy, peaceful, and joyous way. Not in a way that's going to end up making you feel stagnated, insecure, un just this unsatisfaction of life. Your loved one wants to see you just as happy that you were prior to their death, even also after their death as well. And I really truly believe in that. Frustration. Frustration is something that we always feel. I know I get frustrated when things don't go my way, especially when I plan to do something and I have to just release it. You know, when I release the frustration, it's just persistence. You know, when you get frustrated and things don't go and you persist and you just release. I'm like, okay, that didn't happen. You know, I didn't get to go on the vacation. It's okay. It's all right. I didn't get to do something I really wanted to do or spend some time with my husband, but it's okay. It's all right. Everything is okay. I will see him later. See, that's easy. Like that give you an example of frustration versus having this general feeling of dissatisfaction and feeling like someone is judging you for it. So you don't want to block yourself from feeling frustrated, feeling like you're being judged based off of you not doing this and this person is not doing that. So release that feeling of frustration and just continue to move on early with your life and continue to move forward with the things that you need to do so you can function. Okay, disappointment. Disappointment is another healthy, healing feeling. We have to feel disappointment. Disappointment is part of life. I got disappointed before. I've been rejected from undergrad schools when I applied. That was a disappointment. I didn't get positions, promotions. That was a disappointment. You know, everything happens. I gave you 2 examples. I can go on about all the disappointments I've had in my life, but this is not the type of show. But that's just two ways of dealing with disappointment. But the way I deal with it is just like it's a detachment. Okay, I didn't get it. Okay, life goes on. Let me detach from this situation, this thing that I did not get, and move on from it. Versus me feeling discouraged and indecisive about my life. Discouraged is just like I don't want to do anything anymore. I just like can't stand life. and I'm just indecisive about anything that I do. And then you just stand in this level of stagnation. And that's not what the universe wanted you to do. It wanted you to grow, wants you to learn, and wants you to unlearn, and wants you to move on and continue to sell. If you're still here, that means that great things are coming your way. You just got to get through those challenges. We all go through things, best to believe, and it's all on how you deal with it. And worry is another healing feeling that most people have. It's only about taking preparation. So I worry sometimes when I have a test or if I have a project doing, I'm like, oh my God, I do it, I do it, I gotta do it. And then I release the worrying because I actually get it done. And it gets me going for the preparation that's yet to see versus being procrastination and not doing it, feeling helpless, and just having this negative feeling of things just not going the way I would like it to go. Embarrassment. Embarrassment is something, self-acceptance. I have had some embarrassment moments about myself that I can sometimes instantly laugh about it. They just happen. And this has taken a long time for me to get to this stage of my healing. But embarrassment is just accepting who I am and not blocking not blocking that feeling. I'm okay. I'm embarrassed. I remember one time I came out the bathroom and I had tall tissue still hanging. So I was rushing and it was hanging. And I was like, oh my God, just walking down the whole hallway. And it wasn't like a lot of people in the hallway, but the fact that that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I had to own that moment. It happens. We all have our embarrassment moments. So when you release that feeling of embarrassment, it's like, as a Virgo, I used to be a perfectionist, like trying to be a perfectionist, but no one's perfect. I'm not even perfect. And I don't even know why I tried to be perfect because I'm not. But it was a feeling of inadequacy that I really was having. But I blocked myself from feeling, having that embarrassment moment. And I just had this block emotion of feeling very, very much like a perfectionist, right? So we got a couple more to go. We got 4 more to go. So we got envy. So I already talked about envy. I don't really like the word envy. I feel like that word is more for it feels connected to me like for jealousy or resentment. So I like to use the word admire. So admire is something that is a motivational feeling that helps me want to change. So I always admire people who are doing great things in their family life, in the workplace, and especially if I work around people, I just really admire them so much. Versus a person, you get jealous and you don't admire them and you block yourself from releasing that feeling of admirement. And that feeling of admirement that you're releasing is just motivation to change. It makes you motivated versus you blocking yourself from feeling that way. And then you just have this perfectionist feeling and you feel like you're inadequate. Sorry, wrong. You feel resentment and you're jealous of the person. And then you want to play this really toxic game of why you feel the way the person should not have what they have, which is not good at all. The next one is hurt. So we all get hurt. And when you get hurt, it's just self-awareness. Oh, I'm hurt by my ex. I'm hurt by what my sister said. I'm hurt by what my mom said, really hurt my feelings. And you're aware of the source of the pain, whether it's something that really hurt your heart, hurt your spirit, what the person says, and you want to heal from it, right? Versus you blocking yourself from healing from that emotion. And then you actually have this feeling of self-pity and you go around feeling sorry for yourself. It's like having the blame, shame, victim game. Like you feeling sorry for yourself, you want everyone to feel sorry for you. I don't got time for that. So don't come to me because I don't got time for that. So the next one is scared. Now, I love scaredness because scaredness is a normal and natural feeling. We all feel scared. We feel scared when we have going to a new job. We may get promoted into a new position and we may not know all the things about it. Maybe a new position at a job where someone has created for us. That's scary. It's a natural feeling. Buying a new house could be scary. Having a new pet could be scary. Having a baby could be scary. Getting pregnant could be scary. There are so many different things that are this scary feeling, but once you release that feeling, you no longer feel scared because this is starting by something, it's about starting something new. So when we release the feeling of scare, it's new beginnings. It's usually it works out much better than what we planned. Thumbs up. And then we're able to actually enjoy the newness of this new right beginning versus us resisting the scared feeling, and then we feel confused and we can't be able to be immobilized by the confusion because we can't see us learning this new experience. And then the last one is shame. Shame is an energy that shame is an energy. Shame is an energy when you do something that does not serve you. So, and it doesn't serve you well. So you need to have that emotional courage and release the shame associated with the action. And when you feel remorseful, which will help you not to do it again, so you won't have this feeling of feeling shame. Versus when you don't release the shame and you associate your less than perfect actions with guilt, then you will always feel this guilty of self-judgment, where shame helps you to own why you feel less perfect actions don't work, which will help you don't feel that again. The guilt will hold those feelings on to you to help you not prevent you from feeling less than perfect actions. You know, you're gonna feel guilty. You're gonna feel like you're being self-judged, and nothing is going to take this pain away. But it will if you just release it. So there you have it. You have 12 language of feelings, and they're called healing feelings. They're normal, necessary, and natural for us to have these feelings. It's all about validating yourself, validating your feelings when you feel these feelings, about feeling to release. It's the feel to release chart. Thank you so much for vibing with me on this edition of Sun Vibes, where you get to discover your true authentic self. Make sure you connect with us on social media and also on our website as well. Go to www.urbansocialnj.com. Check out all our shows with Sun Vibes as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next edition of Sun Vibes. If you're interested in me becoming your spiritual life coach, color therapist, trauma therapist, or feng shui consultant, make sure you go to www.liftyourspiritrightnow.com. That's www.liftyourspiritrightnow.com. See you on next edition. Take care and namaste.